Hey, welcome to a special standalone episode of Skill-Based Podcasting. I'm Ty, this is Elias, and we are Deadlock enjoyers. We've had a lot of people in our community ask for Deadlock invites. We sent them over, so we thought that this was a good time to go over some Deadlock lore so you can appreciate what the game is and what it will be. Honestly, we think it's going to be a massive hit when it fully drops.
100%.
So this will be the official Deadlock hero lore tier list. But before we get into the heroes, just a little bit of a background on Deadlock itself and what's going on in the world. So
Nice.
Deadlock itself takes place in the Cursed Apple. And the storyline is as follows. The supernatural always existed in the world of Deadlock, but only when an eclipse triggered an event known as the Maelstrom near the end of the 19th century, which opened the astral gates across the earth, did the world at large accept it wasn't just a myth. Now, 50 years later, two patrons, the Hidden King and the Archmother, are trying to enter this plane, promising to fulfill the wish of anyone that helps them by completing the ritual. The ritual includes two teams fighting each other in a battle in the streets of the Cursed Apple, trying to prevent the other team from summoning their patron. So that's background on what's going on in Deadlock. I'm interested to see how this is because I only know the lore behind the characters I play, really.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to dive deeper in this, but there's more than just a surface level of what's going on in this game. So new players and existing players, I think you can enjoy this.
Yeah, and we're just to give you a little background. We've been playing Deadlock a lot. I've personally been playing since 2024, and then I think you started like 6 months ago or something.
Probably a little longer than that.
A little longer,
now.
8 months, 9 months. The first big update with like the new heroes, like the first, what was that, like August maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, so
I had started playing right after they introduced like Victor.
Yeah. So we're like big Deadlock believers. We fucking love the game. We're addicted to it. We're obsessed with it. And we wanted to do a Deadlock video for once. We normally have, if you're new here, if you're a Deadlock player and you're new here, we normally have episodes every Sunday.
Yep.
Every week on all the platforms. That's our normal podcast. So welcome in, and let's get to some lore. Also, just a disclaimer: neither of us are like super Deadlock lore heads yet. We haven't done like deep dives on the whole world and the different planes and shit. And
we know the community has like went full force into this and made their own like canon and stuff like that.
So you're probably, a lot of you guys probably are going to want to rip us apart in the comments.
But that's okay. It's educational for all of us.
Yeah. We're learning here, but we're gonna read them at face value and rank them on this tier list if we think they're cool.
So the first hero we have is Mr. Abrams himself. His background:
John Deadlock.
Hard-hitting, hard-headed, and hard-drinking, Detective Abrams has been a fixture on the New York investigating scene for years. From stolen art to missing persons to ritual murders, Abrams didn't just take any case that came across his desk. He solved them. But his days of following cheating spouses came to an end the day he opened his office door and found the tome sitting on his desk. No instruction was left for him save for the brief note scrawled in onyx blood that read, "Don't let them have it." Abrams hasn't figured where the thing came from, but seeing as his home has been broken into, his office tossed on 3 different occasions, and his car firebombed, he has a vested interest in figuring out what the hell is going on.
So the tome that he carries.
Detective. This is pretty solid. This is like...
That's pretty cool. I didn't know. I honestly hadn't read his yet. So
no, this is the first time I'm reading it.
There was just a note with the tome that says, "Don't let them have this.
Don't let them have it.
Don't let them have it."
So it could be anything, and that's what he's trying to figure out.
Okay.
But detective by nature. He solved his cases. He has the detective... kind of like that noir 1920s aesthetic.
But he's also buff as fuck. And he's a Ixian, right?
I'm not too sure. Yes, he is Ixian. Okay. Abrams is Ixian. He was born in Ixia. Seems to speak their native language.
They just have like a bunch of different colored skin people because there's Ixia is like a plane in the world of Deadlock, right? That you can like travel to through Astral Gate.
Yeah,
it's kind of like another race. If you will. There's a couple of Ixians so far as characters. Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's not super out there.
I kind of run in the mill for.
I'd probably give it a B or a C, personally.
I'm leaning more towards B because of just like the amount that's there for background. Like goes into his, his success, kind of where he came from, introduces the tome, and I think I could see it being like a detective show. Like honestly, like I could see that for Abrams. So
and a lot of these are just face value, like origin stories. So there's like a lot of details missing. Obviously, if we knew the full story, it might be way cooler.
Yeah,
and we probably will eventually.
But I don't think there's anything really groundbreaking there, so I think it's pretty average. So I would kind of put it at B for now.
Right.
We can adjust later.
We'll do that.
All right. Here's Apollo for you. The next hero.
Apollo, the prince.
One of the newer heroes.
One of the newer heroes. All right. A land of beauty, tradition, and conflict, North Ixia is no stranger to brutal political violence. So when Apollo was told that it was for his own safety he was being sent to New York for school, he knew the situation was serious. Adjusting to life at Blackmore Academy didn't come easy to Apollo. His school was supposed to be filled with the cursed apple's best and brightest, but all he saw, with few exceptions, was a sea of aggressive mediocrity. Electing not to waste his time with frivolous things like parties and dances, he instead put his energy on the Pist? What is that? Is that his sword?
Yeah.
Where he rigorously trains as captain of the Blackmore fencing team. Okay, so it's like a fencing sword. I don't know how to say that word. I've never seen that word. However, at the end of the day, Apollo does not fret too much on the tedium of life in New York. He knows that eventually the time will come when his father will call on him to come home, and he will get to show that he is worthy of wielding his family's ancestral blade.
I'm going to come out and say this, and you'll probably disagree. He sounds like a douche. He sounds
That's
like
kind of his
I'm
whole
too good for you. Like I'm in this academy. You guys.
He sounds like it too when you play him and you hear his voice lines.
I have a bigger purpose. Type shit.
Yeah. It's like, bro, you're just playing with a sword.
Yeah.
In your dorm room.
Sounds like we would try to beat him up in school. Give me your lunch money, nerd. But there is a lot there.
Yeah, so he's waiting on his dad to call him back home. He wants to wield his ancestral sword.
Learning at the Blackmore Academy.
Doesn't really say. Does it say why he got sent away? He's just going to school,
so
I guess.
Apollo was told that it was for his own safety.
Right, like why?
So
maybe there's something he's in danger in Ixia.
Yeah,
because of his lineage or something.
Okay, I mean, this is solid backstory though.
It is. I'll say B.
You'll say B?
I'll say B.
I would put Apollo at B. If there was like a B plus, maybe.
Yeah.
I would put him slightly above Abrams, but
yeah, it could be a low A. We'll see.
I think that's solid. All right. Next up, we have Bebop, aka Bomb Bop. His background: forged by the hands of a widowed junkyard attendant, Bebop was more than just some scrap golem laborer. He was the son she couldn't have. Together, they would work in the iron yard during the day and listen to jazz at night. It was a predictable, if not comforting, routine. But now, Bebop's character has fallen ill, and while Miss Shelley wouldn't approve of the activities that Bebop does at night to pay for her medicine, what she doesn't know can't hurt her.
S?
I was going to think...
A, maybe.
I think
that's badass. They got me with the jazz, bro.
Got you with the jazz? That's what looped you in?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool that he's working for Miss Shelley.
And she's a widow.
Yeah,
junkyard.
There's a lot there. You're kind of winning me over here, because at first I was like...
I was interested.
There's not much there.
It's short, but...
It is short, but it's to the point. And it's like...
Say the part about the medicine again.
Okay, so... but now, Bebop's creator has fallen ill, and while Miss Shelley wouldn't approve of the activities that Bebop does at night to pay for her medicine, what she doesn't know can't hurt her. So he's doing some shady shit to get money to pay for her medicine.
Okay, let's put him in A.
Put him in A?
Yeah, let's put him in A. I think that, I don't know, maybe I just fucking like robots. I think that's cool.
I hate Bebop.
Just imagining a robot chilling with a widow in a junkyard listening to jazz. It's just
some cigars, nice scotch.
Yeah, it's just cool.
I can see that. Yeah, and I like the whole...
The imagery from that story was just nice.
He's doing some crime for a good purpose.
A little bit of crime.
It's like, would you steal a loaf of bread to feed your family type question, you know?
I respect that.
I respect it. All right, so we put him at A. First A on the list. Next, we have Billy for you. There you go.
All right. Billy was short. Billy is a white-hot ball of rage, furious at the very notion of something. Maybe it's the cops, maybe it's magic regulations, maybe it's the service at the Euro place downtown. Not the good one, the other one. Don't ask him how he got the goat head.
That's it?
That's it.
Fucking Billy, dude. The coolest thing about Billy is his reload animation. His backstory is kind of shit. I want to know how he got the goat head.
Do you want me to? There is a point here about the goat head.
Okay, yeah, please.
Billy got his goat head by using eldritch powers / black magic. He implies he turned his head into a goat for a specific reason.
What's the fucking reason then, Billy? You got to give me something there.
So so we're reading the background. The part that we're reading is from the Deadlock game when you go to the character page. There is also these other lore with different sources. And some of them might not be correct, so we're not like using that. The thing we're reading is from the actual game. But yeah, so we don't want to read too much of these other little points. We just want to judge off with like what Deadlock has given us so far.
His
directly.
Backstory, I feel like we just don't know.
Yeah, we're going to have to put that pretty low.
Yeah.
Maybe D even.
I would put it at D.
Because all these are going to be pretty cool, so we got to put some down there.
And I think in the grand scheme of things, his would definitely be one of the lower ones.
Yeah.
If they told us, like if the Eldritch Power shit was in there.
Gotta do that. My glove's fucking me up.
The Eldritch Power shit I think is actually cool. If that would have been in there, maybe a little bit higher.
Yeah.
All right, next hero we got is Calico. Once a decorated member of the Baxter Society, Calico left the August Order once she realized that killing monsters for free was less profitable than killing people for money. Now an in-demand contract killer, Calico is living her best life, ending someone else's.
Jeez.
That's fucking metal.
So she went from like a righteous cause to... Well, I guess the Baxter Society isn't righteous because they kill monsters for money.
Right.
Aren't they also like a protective force, though, of like...
Killing monsters
maybe that's
for
their
free
job.
is what they did, actually.
Yeah, okay, for free, yeah.
So she wanted to start doing it for money.
Yeah, they're basically like a monster hunting police force from what I remember.
Looking at Calico, you're thinking probably crazy cat lady. She's got a cat.
Yeah.
Seems proper, got shit together, but she's cold-blooded.
Yeah.
So...
She definitely has like highfalutin, like aristocratic vibes, though.
Calico is living her best life, ending someone else's.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's metal.
I think, what do you think? I'm thinking
it is pretty short.
I'm thinking D.
D?
Not D, C.
I'm thinking A.
You thinking A?
I'm thinking A. I think
like,
that's metal as fuck.
You just like murder. You are sadistic, Rem.
I am. I think... Do you want to meet in the middle there then?
Let's meet in the middle. Let's meet in the middle
of
B.
You want to do B? Okay, yeah, I can't put her at C, dude. That's actually like a...
I mean, it's not that cool. Like, she's a contract killer.
For money, bro. She loves
That's
that
what
shit.
They do. They do it for money.
I can see
she's a hitman. Like, there's just not a lot there. I mean, we put Billy's poor ass at D.
Well, Billy's a... Yeah. You're kind of convincing me, I guess. I don't know.
I just feel like I want more details of her motivations.
Yeah.
She's just killing people for money. It does sound metal.
It does sound metal.
Well,
you are right. There's a lot there.
We'll try B.
We'll try B for now. All right. Next up is another new hero, Celeste.
Celeste. Okay. Even in a world of magic, some things are still rare and unusual. So what is a unicorn to do? Announce her presence to the world and potentially have poachers looking to saw off her horn? Or hide in plain sight at a Coney Island slideshow where most folk would assume her appearance was just part of an act. Sideshow, sorry. Basically, she's like a circus sideshow kind of gal. Over the years, the dazzling Celeste has grown into one of the more popular attractions on Coney. And while the applause from a cheering audience is appreciated, what keeps her waking up in the morning is the found families she's made at work. The found family she's made at work. Karuba, the mermaid, Blockhead, Lenny, Chicken Wing, Ted. These were her people. And when she discovered that one of her own sold part of their soul in order to cover a gambling debt, Celeste knew it was time to step out of the shadows and do whatever it takes to get it back. Is revealing her power to the patrons a risk? Yes. But that's tomorrow's problem. Her family needs her help today.
I'm more interested about Chicken Wing.
Yeah, I want to hear about Ted and Chicken Wing and Blockhead Lenny. Blockhead Lenny
is about the bearded lady. Like, I want to know about fucking Chicken Wing here.
I like Blockhead Lenny.
Blockhead Lenny. Yeah. Everyone else in her group sounds more interesting than she actually is.
She's doing this. She's doing the ritual for somebody else. She's trying to pay off a debt somebody else made.
Yeah,
in her
made too many parlays that didn't hit.
In her newly found circus family.
I'm putting this.
I
would put it at C.
C?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I'm
more interested in the other people than I am her. Like,
I don't know, man.
What are you thinking?
She's fighting for her newfound family. Even a guy that has a gambling problem, she's going out of her way to put her life on the line.
True.
That's more interesting than a hitman to me.
So do you want to put her at B and put
let's put Celeste at B and put Calico at C. Yeah.
Okay. I feel better with that.
Okay.
I can see that. Shout out to Chicken Wing and Blockhead. That's actually cool. Hope they get added at some point.
All right, now
we have the Doorman. He was the first round of like new heroes with Victor and all them, right?
Yeah.
And Paige. So he's been in there for a little bit. He's a menace right now. His background, he's proper, he's polite, but the humble doorman of the Baroness Hotel is more than meets the eye. While he had only planned to experience life on this plane for a few weeks, the doorman quickly discovered that New York's service industry was a great way to see the strange demands that please humans.
This
shit sucks.
I know, okay, but I know a little bit about him. Okay. He's the most powerful entity in the ritual.
The doorman.
Yeah. He's actually like a god type being.
The doorman?
Yes. He is. Read some of the other shit. He's like on the level of the patrons at least. Pretty sure like
the doorman is referred to as a fledgling god by himself, a patron by himself, and a cosmic being. He often refers to the other heroes as mortals. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like some kind of he's like Hoyd from fucking Brandon Sanderson books.
Damn, okay. I mean, there's definitely more than meets the eye there.
But the lore itself, yeah, I'd probably say D.
Okay. I'm comfortable with that because that just, yeah, it wasn't enough there. I wanted to know more
as much
about
as that hurts me.
I wanted to know more about like the Baroness Hotel. Like,
yeah, there's just not enough there.
All right. Next, we got Mr. I want to see what your insides look like.
I want to see what your insides look like.
Mr. Drifter.
Unlike the other heroes, Drifter isn't participating in the ritual for a wish, but instead for the carnage. He views the wish as a bonus. The Drifter has lived for centuries. His age is unknown, but he refers to New York as New Amsterdam, which implies he's been around at least since 1665. He also implies that he knew Doc Holliday from the 19th century. An ancient vampire roaming across America, the nameless monstrosity known as the Drifter has been preying on the living for generations. Unlike most vampires, Drifter doesn't value finery or titles and has naked contempt for vampiric laws and tradition. This refusal to toe the line has made him a marked man all over the North American baronies. Baronies? But while viscounts and elders cry for his execution, Drifter continues to do what he pleases. So he's
been around the block.
So he's not a normal vampire.
Right.
He doesn't value finery and titles, and he has contempt for vampiric laws and traditions.
Okay, so he's like a rebel vampire.
Yeah, he's like a rogue vampire.
Go against the grain. He's not a sparkle in the sun Edward type shit. He's been around for a while. 16th century, it said. 1665. At least, yeah. New Amsterdam. That's pretty crazy.
I do like his Cajun accent, but as far as the background itself, I'm feeling C.
C?
Yeah.
A little bit more could be.
It's cool. I mean, vampires are always ancient. That's not really anything crazy.
Knew that.
He's just in there to cause carnage. Like,
yeah, that's what he does.
I feel like we need more info.
He's the Drifter.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Dynamo. I'm interested about this one because I think his character design is really cool.
Yeah, this is a good one.
As a scientist, Professor Dynamo always had an inquisitive mind, so when a rift in space and time opened up in Central Park, he was first on the scene to investigate and while he expected such a majestic sight to be life-changing, he was thinking more in a metaphorical way as opposed to having his body atomized and reduced to a tiny dying star. But while his body is gone, his spirit and lust for knowledge lives on. As a tenured professor at Columbia College, Dynamo looks to learn more about his condition while maintaining his class load. After all, he has future minds to inspire. I didn't know he was a dying star.
I'm going to put that in S.
I thought that was like a robot.
I think that's got to be our first S.
That's pretty sick.
I mean, that makes sense with
Former
his
professor.
ultimate. His ultimate's like a black hole.
Black hole, yeah.
Dying star.
I didn't know he was a dying star. I thought he was just like a robot like Bebop.
He's literally like embodied
Encased
dying star.
Space, yeah. That's actually sick as hell. That might be our first S.
Let's put that one in S.
Put that one S?
Yeah, I don't think anything
Professor
we've said
Dynamo,
so far is touching that
You
story.
were the first S. All right. Who we got next?
Next we got Graves.
New hero.
New hero.
Let's see. I haven't looked at the lore for any of these new heroes, so.
Graves. Is this the background? Here it is. The daughter of high-powered defense attorneys, Darcy Graves grew up in a home where every conversation was a debate, argument, or negotiation. It was exhausting. But while her parents were often too busy meeting with clients or working on cases to bond with her, the dead were always there to listen. Graves enjoyed her time in the cemetery. It was a quiet place to calm her thoughts and talk through her problems. But one day, her one-sided conversations started to change. It began with a faint whisper. A woman's voice that seemed to respond to Graves' complaints. Intrigued, the teenager listened and followed the voice's instructions until it guided her to a lead-lined box buried in Van Cortlandt Park. But while most high school students would freak out if they were to unearth a severed lich hand, Graves was certainly not most teens. The hand now free of its prison, the lich's voice grew stronger. It had spent years looking to find a student she could pass her knowledge to, and Graves was eager to learn. Now a fledgling necromancer, Darcy balances not only her homework at Blackmore Academy, but the demands of her graveyard denizens, each of whom have their own unfinished business that they seek her aid in resolving.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So she goes to the same school that Apollo goes to.
Yeah.
Blackmore Academy.
So she just wasn't fucking with her attorney parents.
Started doing some witchy
shit. Getting bored. Went to chill at the graveyard. Started hearing whispers. Found a lich hand in a lead-lined box. And then the lich has motivations of its own, it appears.
So she seems like she's a little influenced.
It wants to pass its knowledge onto her.
Sounds like some
So
possession.
she's a schoolgirl on the day, and then she fucks around in the graveyard at night. Hears whispers from an old lich. Pretty cool.
That's pretty clean.
This is S or A for me.
Yeah. I'm kind of willing to put it at S.
Let's put it at S for now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
there might
cool.
be some other bangers on here.
That's like a damn Stephen King book.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
And I don't even like horror.
I know.
And I thought that was
I love that shit, and I could see it in my mind.
Yeah.
Innocent little corrupt girl hates her parents, finds fucking death.
Yeah.
In her ear. I like it. Gray Talon. A founding member of the Baxter Society, Wesley Gray Talon spent close to 40 years hunting monsters that preyed on man before finally deciding to find a replacement and lay down his bow. Gray Talon's duties had meant that he never spent much time with his wife and kid, and now that his son has started a family of his own, he realized that this was his last chance to reconnect with the people that he loved. Retirement suited Wesley. He made up for lost time with his wife. He doted on his grandkids. He cooked dinner for the whole family every Wednesday. He was happy. Then he got the call. The authorities claimed that it was a freak accident, that the fire consumed his son's house before anyone got a chance to escape. But Wesley knew better. His son's wife was an Ixian who could snuff out flame with a thought. If their bodies were found burned, they had to be dead long before there was a fire. And so Gray Talon has picked up his bow once more, and when he finds who's responsible, there will be a bloody reckoning.
So his family isn't dead.
No, they're dead. He's saying...
Oh, they did find the bodies.
He's saying that they found the bodies burned, but because his wife was an Ixian that could snuff out flame, like
it wasn't the fire.
It wasn't the fire, so someone killed them.
They were already dead, and then
he's going to find out who killed them. Okay. So guy who did a lot of good, retired, living the family life... family was murdered. This is like some Jason Statham type shit.
Yeah, and as a dad myself, this shit just every story like this just hits.
This is
like revenge.
This might
dad revenge.
So Great Talon is one of the heroes that I played before, so I knew his lore. His, objectively speaking, and not knowing some of these, his might be my favorite.
Yeah.
In the game, his character model isn't my favorite, but
that's S.
That's
S tier
lore
lore
is S.
Yeah,
100%.
Anytime you're going on revenge for dead family, it's just
and it's not like they just died and he went off the rails. Like he knew something was fishy.
Yeah,
so
he knew the fire was a ruse.
He's going to figure out who the hell it was. I like that a lot. I hope he figures it out.
Next, we have Haze,
who you've been playing a lot of.
Yep. All right. The Occult Security and Investigation Commission is a black box government organization that makes the CIA look transparent. It falls on the men, women, and entities of the OSIC to keep the country safe from sinister forces that are beyond the capabilities of local law enforcement. As a member of the notorious Sandman Division, Haze is routinely tasked with infiltrating the dreams of persons of interest to assess their threat level and, if needed, to put them to sleep. Sleep.
She's like Freddy Krueger, bro. That explains it. I hate playing against Haze.
She infiltrates the dreams of persons of interest
to determine if they're a threat.
That's to determine if they need to die.
Yeah, that's actually pretty.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Sandman Division is also a badass name for a special forces group.
That is pretty cool. We're gonna put you.
I say A. I'll say A.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could see that. Haze at A. I feel good about that one. I feel good about this
definitely
list
not
as a whole right now. All right. Next up, we have Holiday. There are people who spent their whole lives dreaming about moving to New York. Holiday isn't one of those people. Content with being a sheriff in a small town, Holiday enjoyed a career where the only time she had to use her gun was when trick shooting at the county fair. Then the murder started. Grisly and inhumane, the bodies were found with their rib cages ripped open, their innards picked apart as if by birds. Holiday tracked down the killer, a traveling folk musician that the media dubbed the Troubadour. But when she confronted him, he exploded into a murder of crows and they flew away. That was 6 months ago, and while the murders in central Illinois have stopped, Holiday's investigation has not. She believes that the Troubadour is traveling to New York, and when she finds him, she's going to kill that evil son of a bitch.
Drifter?
That might be it.
I don't think it is.
No, crows sounds like Mina.
Well, if he's a vampire, he can technically explode into a cloud of bats as well, right?
Well, they did crows. It was a murder of
crows.
So that's why I think, because Mina's crows, right?
No, she's bats.
Is it bats?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's a vampire too then.
Yeah, so it's not, okay.
Okay, so it's someone totally different that we haven't been introduced to.
It's probably going to be a new hero.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, murderer, rib cages ripped open. That's...
So she's going...
So she's a
She
sheriff.
heard that they're going to New York to do the ritual, so she's chasing him down.
So she's like a western small town. This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Yeah. I'd say B or C. Maybe C.
Kind of C.
Yeah, C.
The other ones that we've heard so far, for the most part, have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with C for Holiday.
We got Infernus.
There you go.
All right. Like most teenagers, Infernus was wild, rebellious, and impetuous. Unlike most teenagers, Infernus was a creature from another plane and had a supernatural mastery over fire. Needless to say, his youth was filled with no small amount of arson, murder, and evidence disposal. But that was then. Now, an adult, Infernus has mellowed out considerably. He's happy working at a bar with good live music and talking to interesting people. That being said, when someone at the bar gets belligerent or violent, he's not afraid to dust off the skills he had once honed.
Okay, so he used to do a lot of bad shit, now he's chill.
He used to burn shit, do murder.
I expected
nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy there. Just your average Tuesday.
Yeah, for a teenager.
I think, so based on his character design, I thought there was going to be more like mafia gangster.
Let me read one point here. Infernus, this is from the lore section, so I don't know if all this is like accurate. Infernus' motivation in the ritual is to prevent Jezebel's Billiards Hall, the bar he tends to, from closing down. The bar is under threat of closure due to a variety of code violations called by the Alchemy Bureau. He wants to save the bar for the sake of his friend, boss Hank, the owner of Jezebel's, because Hank saved his life. Hank doesn't know that Infernus is participating in the ritual. Okay, that didn't add much. He just wants
to drink.
Yeah, he just wants to save the bar. Save the bar.
Save the bar.
Yeah.
That's like any fucking 60-year-old single guy at the bar hitting.
I'll never let this bar go down.
This is my bar.
I'll be the last one at the bar.
The best one in town. Meanwhile, he's driving everyone away because he doesn't shut the fuck up.
We'll put that at... I'm leaning D or C.
I'm leaning D.
You're leaning D? Okay.
So again, with his character model, I expected like some mafia gangster, like...
I expected
shit, like
more...
running alcohol and he could set it on fire.
Yeah, he's kind of a good guy.
Yeah, he's
besides his past, but
yeah, I was not expecting that. So I'm going D for Infernus.
I thought there'd be more about Ixia.
Yeah,
as well, maybe.
Yeah, because he's from another plane.
Yeah.
All right.
Next, we got Ivy.
Ivy. The gargoyle didn't know what was happening when it sprang to life, just that a big human and a small human were being hurt. And so the gargoyle leapt to action, sending the attackers fleeing in horror. The small human said thank you and asked the gargoyle's name. The gargoyle didn't have one, so the small human said, I'm going to call you Ivy. The gargoyle, being covered in ivy at the time, thought it was a bit obvious, but decided to go along with it for the small human's sake. The human asked if Ivy would come home with them so they could show their appreciation, and so Ivy walked with them. That night she learned much. The family were called the Arroyos. The little one, Sophia, Monfago is what they called a plate of deliciousness. But most importantly, she learned that the people attacking them were called the Mendezo Syndicate, and they were hurting people, nice people like the Arroyos. 18 years had passed since the day the Arroyos took Ivy home, and during that time she made it her mission to dismantle the Mendoza Syndicate and free Spanish Harlem from its grasp. However, the thing about dedicating your life to a single pursuit for nearly 2 decades is that you don't really know what to do once you achieve it. For the first time in her life, Ivy is prepared to venture outside of Spanish Harlem and see what the world has to offer beyond vigilante justice. I want to know more about how she went from gargoyle to a conscious being.
Right.
Cool, you got a family. You want to protect them, the people that are hurting them.
The beginning,
like that, but
yeah, the beginning is it just says that she sprung to life and doesn't know how.
Gargoyle didn't know what was happening when it sprung to life.
That's I want super more information on that.
Super vague.
Who woke her up?
Who woke her up? Why did you wake up?
Was it a timing
Why
thing?
was the family hanging out below a gargoyle?
Yeah.
A little girl named Sophia, why are you there in the middle of the night?
I'd say B, maybe.
I was thinking
B or
more
C?
C.
C? Okay,
yeah,
let's do C.
I was thinking more C for Ivy.
All right, we got Kelvin.
Kelvin.
Yes. A famed adventuring scientist, Kelvin made it his life's mission to explore and understand the unknowable. So naturally, when rumors surfaced regarding the 8th astral gate hidden in the Arctic, Kelvin couldn't build an expedition team fast enough. Assembling the brightest minds of his generation, Kelvin and his team set forth with much fanfare. They never returned. A year and a half later, the frozen body of Kelvin was found by a fishing trawler, his corpse clutching a rock etched with glowing runes. The crew chipped away at the ice, looking to get a closer look at the body, and were shocked when Kelvin opened his eyes. They checked his vitals. There was no pulse. They sought to bandage his open wounds. There was no blood. And yet, impossibly, Kelvin was alive. Having no memory of what happened on the expedition, Kelvin is looking for answers. That's S, maybe.
I didn't know he was dead.
Yeah, and he has no pulse.
Shit. Like he's
like undead.
He's Captain America.
And
they found him in ice.
He's alive, probably, from whatever these glowing runes are.
Yeah. Wants to find out what happened to the rest of... Because they only found him. They didn't find the rest of his team, right?
Yeah, no. His corpse clutching a rock etched with glowing runes.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Some kind of magic, is keeping him alive, maybe, or...
Okay. That was deeper than I
thought.
Pretty cool.
Maybe A.
Yeah, I would go A for that.
Yeah, A.
I would go A for Kelvin. Yeah, I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. You just looked like a normal expeditioner,
dude, bro.
Yeah.
Next is Lady Geist. Once Lady Jeanne Geist was the toast of the town. But as time passed and her beauty faded, she found herself further and further from her glory days in high society until finally she was nothing more than a frail woman in a nursing home, telling stories of a glorious past. And that's when Oathkeeper revealed himself. A powerful spirit from another plane, Oathkeeper offered her a path to reclaim her past glories. He could restore her youth. All she had to do was drain the essence of the living to sustain herself. Geist was torn. Obviously, murder was a ghoulish business, and undoubtedly Oathkeeper was not an entity that could be trusted. But still, the thought of having a second chance of reliving her youth was too good to pass up, and so she concocted a plan. After making a pact with the Oathkeeper, she would bind and ward him, limiting his influence and pull over her. Oathkeeper would still get fed, but on her terms, not his. However, as years have turned to decades, the strength of the ward has weakened, and Oathkeeper hungers more than he has ever had in the past.
That's what her little fucking arm is.
Uh-huh. That little thing.
Yeah, a little ghost arm. Okay.
So, my thing is, you're just some old frail lady that just wants to be young again.
Yeah, you just want to stay alive.
That's kind of a dick move.
It is a dick move. I always hate those old ladies that do that.
Yeah. It's like they're getting a bunch of Botox.
Just die.
Shit. Just die, lady.
Yeah. Just age gracefully. Pass it on.
Yeah. To start killing people. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I'll say B or C?
I would put it at B because it is good.
It is good, yeah.
It's just she's kind of an asshole.
Right. She's like the lady from what's it called? Rapunzel's thing.
Oh yeah.
Stays alive with her magic hair.
Yeah.
Those ladies are always just evil.
They're always rude
and jealous of youth.
All right. Next we have
Lash. All right.
Buckle up for this one. It's long.
Yeah, this is a long one. Jacob Lash is an asshole.
That's it.
That's
Jacob Lash. I do know not in his, lore, like you dive a little bit deeper into it. He's like a fighting pit champion type shit. But yeah, his background is Jacob Lash is an asshole.
And he calls himself the Lash.
The Lash. And the players that play Lash call themselves the Lash too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in terms of, it's funny.
It's funny.
It is funny.
It is
and
funny.
It's fitting for his character.
Yeah.
But can we really rate it anything more than a D?
Right. There's a little more like from his lore, but I don't think it's fair to read all of this because we didn't read it all for everyone else. We're just reading their excerpt from the game itself.
And it's Jacob Lash is an asshole.
I think the funny factor of it is enough to get it to a B, personally.
To a B?
Yeah.
Dude,
when I first read that, when I was going through their stories, I was dying.
You were dying?
All right, we'll do C.
It's fitting. It's just, you don't, when you look at everyone else, they get...
Sometimes that's all the lore you need, bro, is you're an asshole.
You're just an asshole.
All right. We'll leave it at C.
I'll keep him at C.
All right.
I wanted to put him at D. I'm not going to lie to you.
Nah, come on, bro.
It is funny. Damn, it's good. Next up, we have McGinnis, another character that I played when I first started. Maggie McGinnis always had a knack for building things. At 4, she was using Lincoln logs to recreate architectural marvels. At 10, she built and rewired a custom light fixture for her parents' anniversary. At 15, she designed a machine that refined the souls of the dead. That last one got a little more attention than the Lincoln logs. Now the head of Fairfax Industries' military R&D department, McGinnis spends her time in the machine shop, not in a lab. She's not interested in theory. To her, science is magic you can touch.
Okay.
The progression from linking logs to a light fixture to refine the souls of the dead is quite
drastic.
I
feel like there's a lot that went on.
Something happened to you, McGinnis.
I'll put that at C.
I kind of want to go D, honestly.
D? All right, let's go D.
Because, like,
we got to put somebody down there.
She's just working.
Yeah.
But, like, she just does magic. Like, there's nothing there, like, what really drives her. She just does it.
Yeah.
So I would put McGinnis at D.
All right, let's go Mina.
Mina! Run around with that Mina.
Mina had it all. Rich parents, elite education, and an arranged marriage that would see her ascend from run-of-the-mill upper class to American royalty. She was happy. Then her betrothed was assassinated. Mina wept, not for the life of her fiancé, but for the future that was stolen from her. Why couldn't the killer just wait until after the wedding? Then she'd have the last name she always dreamed of, and no one would even have to pretend to, and wouldn't even have to pretend to love anyone. It could have been perfect, but life wasn't fair, and so Mina did what she always does. When things don't go her way, she told her parents to fix it. Mr. and Mrs. Ha knew that the only way to appease their daughter was to offer her something greater than what she lost, and marrying into one of the world's most lauded families was a tall order to top. They had to think big. They had to think outside of the box. They had to promise their daughter immortality. It was a small fortune, but eventually they found a vampire who was willing to turn her. Unsurprisingly, Mina thought the idea of eternal youth and a trust fund was an acceptable plan B, and happily agreed to the proposal. Now a fledgling vampire, Mina is quickly discovering that the clout she held as a human has no weight in vampire society. And while at first that annoyed her, if there's one thing Mina has a knack for, it's learning the rules so she can subvert them. She will be the Viscount of New York. The other vampires just don't know it yet.
She basically tried selling her soul to TikTok.
Exactly. Yep.
And
that part about her first fiance was cold, bro.
Yeah, that was pretty
She didn't
sick.
care about his life. She just wanted the last name.
Yeah. Damn, why couldn't he wait till after the wedding?
Yeah. Damn. Okay. So she's not a full vampire. She's a fledgling.
Okay.
For those who don't know vampire lore, it's not a full vampire. They're like a vampire in training. They have to keep getting the fucking bites for like a year or some shit. That. Yeah, fledgling.
I didn't know you were a vampire enjoyer.
I've just read a lot of books about vampires.
Understood. I know a Twilight.
Not Twilight. I haven't read those. I haven't read those masterpieces.
Mina, I mean, there's a lot there. There's a lot there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would put it at like a B.
Yeah, let's go B.
I would put Mina at B. All right.
Mirage.
I'm curious to know more about him. How do you say it? The Jinn?
Yeah, Jinn.
The Jinn are one of the more curious groups of people in the modern world. Possessing great power in controlled doses, Jinn are capable of maintaining corporeal forms for longer than 48 minutes without resting within a vessel. As a result, most Jinn employ human bodyguards for transport, protection, and companionship. Mirage is one such bodyguard, employed by a Jinn ambassador, Nashala Dion. Mirage is in New York on a diplomatic mission. It's the hope of the Jinn that they can negotiate with the U.S. government for a sale of part of Wyoming so that they can build a sovereign nation for their people. Where the fuck did Wyoming come from?
The Jinn want a piece of Wyoming?
Yeah, they want to fucking live their best ranch life.
They want to shoot guns off their porch.
I was not expecting the Wyoming turn. That really threw me off. Build a sovereign nation for their people. I mean, they want to build a people.
That's the end?
He's on a diplomatic mission.
That's kind of cool.
It's cool.
So he's the bodyguard of the Jinn.
Yeah.
So a Jinn, to my understanding, is like a tier above a genie.
Okay.
They're a little more powerful.
Okay.
Yeah. Because a genie, I don't think, can stay outside of their item that long.
He's on a diplomatic mission, working with the government for a sale of part of Wyoming so they can just build their nation on that land.
Okay, he's trying to secure some land for the Jinn.
Right.
Maybe B.
It's
pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
The Wyoming part really sold me.
Yeah.
It's just a random ass state.
So random.
They probably just want a nice piece of land that isn't
what
a city.
happens in Wyoming? I have no idea. All right. Mo and Krill. Maurice Krillington.
Mo and Krill are members of the Tunnel Rats, a group that help facilitate illicit trade and commerce between the boroughs, thanks to a network of underground tunnels. But while most denizens of New York underworld respect the work the rats do, every once in a while a gang tries to exploit the tunnel system for personal vendettas. That's when Mo and Krill step in and remind the city what happens to those who disrespect their hospitality. So they're basically just tunnel guards for the Tunnel Rats.
Okay.
Not much there. I mean, we don't really know who they are or where they came from.
Yeah, and
they're a duo, or why he just has to sit on his back all the time.
Pig.
Maurice is the pig.
Mole.
Okay.
Krill, because he says, "Get him, Maurice," when he does the alt.
So Krill's the little guy. What is he? A monkey?
I think so. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. I think he's like a unknown species, maybe.
Okay, but he just rides his back.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put that at like C.
Let me read this part.
Yeah.
Mo is learning pottery and wants to audit pottery classes at Columbia University. Although it's implied that he doesn't know how to use a pottery wheel. Mo stinks.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Krill is an author and is writing a memoir about his and Mo's adventures, which currently has 31 chapters. Krill bathes in sewer sludge.
I would read the book on
Yeah.
like their adventures. That would be pretty cool.
Okay, well, maybe C.
Maybe C.
Yeah, we'll go C.
Yeah. All right. Paige. Little Page Master, Macaulay Culkin type shit.
Yeah. Fire movie, by the way.
Great.
So good.
Not talked about enough.
I know.
The daughter of a rare book dealer, Paige grew up in a loving home that prioritized kindness, magic, and storytelling. While Paige took naturally to her parents' values, her little brother, Bryce, did not. A rebellious teen, Bryce resented not only his family's attitude, but also their refusal to let him dabble in magics that they deemed too dangerous. Paige tried everything she could think of to keep him out of trouble, but like most teenagers, the more his big sister tried to tell him what was best for him, the more he turned away. Paige doesn't know what Bryce did to get kicked out of the house, just that she came home from the library to find her brother gone and her parents crying. Days turned to weeks, to months, to years. Paige grew to become a talented bibliomancer, making a living as a storyteller reading at libraries across the 5 boroughs. And while her parents have remained silent about what happened with Bryce, Paige's obsession with finding him has only grown. She will discover what happened to her brother, and no man or God is going to stand in her way.
Okay.
It's interesting, but it's more about Bryce.
Yeah.
I don't really, it's her brother, but why does she want to find out what happened to him so bad? He's kind of a dick.
Right.
But the backstory is mainly Bryce's backstory.
Yeah. Maybe D.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning D on Paige. I thought it was going to be more to it than that. That's a little disappointing for me.
Yeah. Bibliomancer is a cool school of magic, though.
Yeah.
Just fucking books.
Books, baby.
All right, Paradox.
Paradox. Little time bombs. All right.
Paradox, an artifact of time and the name of a notorious thieves guild, one that prides themselves on constructing elaborate heists that target the most untouchable of individuals and institutions. What does Paradox do with the countless artifacts, state secrets, and celebrity paternity tests that they have stolen? Put it on display at pop-up museums so that they can show the world that no one is out of Paradox's reach. Shrouded in mystery, each member of Paradox dons a mask and takes on the organization's name. They are everywhere. They are nowhere. And if they want something, they are inevitable. So they're all named Paradox. Everyone in the group.
Really?
They all share the name of the organization, Paradox.
So they just become Paradox.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's actually smart.
I like the most untouchable institutions.
Yeah,
They
and then
fuck with them
she puts their shit
on display.
in
She's got the
museums.
receipts.
Celebrity paternity test is crazy.
Yeah, that's actually nuts.
Got fucking Justin Bieber's wife's paternity test in the Smithsonian.
I like it.
Maybe
That's
would B.
yeah. I'm leaning more towards B.
Yeah, let's go B.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Pocket,
Pocket.
little hot pocket. Let's see. We got Aaron Fairfax, the eldest heir to the Fairfax Industries, has been living in hiding for the past 5 years after being shot and left for dead on their 18th birthday. Aaron doesn't control who is trying to keep them from taking control of their parents' company. But in the avarice-fueled viper's nest that is Fairfax Industries, it could be anyone. Taking on the name Pocket, Aaron desperately wants to keep their true identity a secret, not only for their own protection, but because they want to forge their own identity separate from their parents.
Who shot Pocket?
No,
Also, Aaron Fairfax is the richest name I've ever heard.
that is.
Okay, I mean, there's just not enough there.
There's not much there.
Yeah, I might say.
Wants to forge their own identity separate from their parents.
Might say D.
Yeah, Pocket's
Pretty bland.
Yeah, pretty bland. I'm going D on that one.
Let's go D. All right, REM.
Remy boy.
REM. This is pretty much your favorite character, right? One of them? Wraith and REM, maybe?
Wraith and Rem.
Okay.
I like Rem a lot, but Wraith was my first love in
Yeah.
this game. Actually, 7 was. 7 is who I stood.
Wraith was my first main.
Really?
Yeah, and then I transitioned to Yamato. I still don't know how to say her name. An accidental stowaway from the world of dreams, Rem has found himself stranded in the city that never sleeps. Driven by his curious nature, Rem and his helpful friends have been seen wandering across the 5 boroughs in search of a way back home. So if you ever find yourself dozing off while taking the blue line home from work, maybe you've just had an encounter with one of the Cursed Apple's newest denizens. Okay. Not much there.
Not much there.
Accidental stowaway from the world of dreams.
Also, what is REM?
Right?
World of Dreams is cool. Is he mischievous? Like, I know they're trying to find a way
Just
home,
says
but it's like
driven by his curious nature.
But it says if you found yourself falling asleep on the blue line.
His motivation in the ritual is to find his way back home.
Okay.
His exact species is unknown.
Okay.
Although he is called a familiar. Okay.
Yeah, not much there for REM.
No, that's got to be D, I think. Maybe C.
I hate to say that I agree, though.
Yeah, D. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The World of Dreams.
I mean,
is
you
not
look
enough.
at the people above them; they're just better stories.
Yeah, Jacob Lash is an asshole.
Krill is an author.
Yeah. All right, 7.
7. I'm interested.
Ooh, this one is cool.
It's funny. I played him, but I've never read it.
I have.
When mystic energy awoke on Earth, the world changed. Anything was possible, but just because anything was possible didn't mean that anything should be possible. And so the government made rules, laws, a means for U.S. citizens to enjoy the benefits of the supernatural world in safety. But rules and laws are for lesser men, men with limitations, men who are not 7. There are many rumors about what 7 did to land himself in Lost Whisper, and for the most part dangerous group of occultists. But there is no doubt about what happened on the night of his execution. Oh shit. Wards placed by the most powerful ritualist of 7 different nations, wards designed to not just prevent mystical interference with the execution, but to simultaneously obliterate 7 souls so they could be never contacted, resurrected, or otherwise be used by someone looking to follow in his footsteps. Failed. Onlookers viewed in the horror as the strongest mentalist employed by the U.S. Army's head popped like a grape. They screamed at Scotland's Yard's premier occult investigator, the one who allegedly captured 7, crumbled to ash. 7's body buckled and writhed against his restraints, his skin burning from eldritch electricity, and yet he would not die. He laughed. He laughed as he tore himself free from his bondage. He laughed as his captors cowered in fear. He laughed as he massacred his tormentors. He laughed as he tasted the fresh air that was denied to him for years. And he laughed when he thought about what he was going to do once he reached New York City. That
S tier.
God damn.
Also, that was obviously a different writer on that than other stories.
The others. Like, this man went for it.
And the fact his name is 7 is badass, because 7 nations tried to kill him.
Yeah. That's sick. I didn't know any of this about him.
Yeah, I actually had read
They
this
tried to kill him. They couldn't. He laughed at them. The fucking dude's head popped like a grape. Like,
Another
7
guy
is
crumbled to
badass.
ashes.
That's sick.
But it doesn't say why that happened.
Yeah, like what he was...
Why his body didn't succumb to the...
Yeah, why, or like, you know, they made these laws and stuff like that. Why did he go against them?
Yeah.
Type shit. But it's definitely S tier.
That's S tier, yeah.
Just the amount that's there. That's so solid.
Yeah, it was badass.
Shiv. Mr. Elvis.
Mr. Elvis Monkey.
Elvis Monkey.
Elvis 8. All right. A loyal member of the Baxter Society, an international order of monster hunters, Shiv travels across North America looking to put down creatures that prey on the living. While his less polished nature and criminal past make some of the more traditional members of the society wary, no one can deny his effectiveness. So he's just the bad boy, get it done guy of the Baxter Society. Not a lot there.
Not much there at all.
Nah.
I kind of want to go D.
Yeah, D.
Also, Shiv players are annoying, so I'll go D.
Shiv's motivation is to prove his worth to Great Talon and the Baxter Society.
Okay.
So I guess Great Talon's pretty up there. And
yeah, he was, I think Great Talon created it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just not enough there.
All right, Silver.
We just went from 7 to Shiv.
Like, that was a drastic fall off the cliff, lore wise.
Silver, another new hero. Lila Silver is a mess. She drinks too much, she smokes too much, and the less is said about her personal life, the better. But despite Silver's flaws, she has managed to carve out a career as a successful bounty hunter. And while she would like to think that her successes are solely because she has incredible intuition, the fact that she's a werewolf doesn't hurt. They could have went a little bit
deeper.
more
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. D or C, man, I'd say.
Yeah, there's potential there, so I want to put it at C, but I don't know if I can.
Okay.
I think
Let's
I'm
go
going
D.
D.
Fuck 'em.
That was kind of an afterthought for a new hero.
Yeah. All right, Sinclair.
Sinclair. Oh, Chris Angel.
Henry's parents told him he was too young and impulsive to mess with real magic, and so they gave him a deck of cards to play with. He took the sleight of hand naturally and soon was dazzling his classmates with fantastic feats of illusions that were done without mystic artifacts or incantation. When he was in high school, he met Savannah, and their mutual love of stage magic sparked a whirlwind romance. Soon they fell in love and created an act together. Obviously, they were meant to be. And so at prom, Henry proposed to Savannah, and they married soon after graduation. Unsurprisingly, both sets of parents were not thrilled at this prospect. Henry and Savannah knew they were soulmates, and so they cemented their love for one another by having blood mystic bind their souls for eternity. Having a blood mystic. When an onstage accident claimed both their lives, no one was sure who to blame. Henry claims Savannah was out of position. Savannah says Henry didn't wait for his cue. But one thing's for sure, since their souls are tied to each other, neither of them have been able to move on. Now a bickering pair of ghosts, Henry and Savannah need to work together if they want to have a chance of undoing their eternal union.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
That is cool.
So
that's deeper than I thought it would be.
They were working together as stage performers.
Blood love.
They had a blood mystic.
Blood mystic bind
their souls.
The type of love I want, but I'll never find.
Damn. Rip. Rest in pieces. I'll say A.
Yeah, that's
A.
pretty
good.
Cool.
Yeah.
For a character that I think is kind of like just
bland
stupid,
when you're playing against him. Yeah.
Like that's a better backstory than I was anticipating.
Venator.
The Venators of Saint Benedict are a Vatican-sanctioned order whose members are deployed to regions with a high concentration of supernatural predators. Few in number, their modus operandi is to observe, identify, and exterminate. They are methodical, they are precise, and once they identify a threat to the flock, they are relentless. But even amongst those who are called the Sword of Saint Benedict, one stands apart from the others, a man whose hardened heart has allowed him to pay terrible prices in the name of the greater good, and he has once again been dispatched to New York. There was potential there, but
yeah,
it felt like I was being edged the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for the
Where's
twist
the Venator?
return.
Like, talk to me about Venator.
I'll say C.
C? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with C.
All right, Victor.
I was about to say, man, we're about to have a lot of newer heroes down in D. They better step their shit up.
All right, Victor. A lot of people spend their whole lives wondering who they really are. For Victor, this existential question is made more complicated as he woke up on a mortuary table with no knowledge of his creator, why he was made, and who he is made of. Now searching the 5 boroughs for answers, Victor is hoping to find someone who can identify any part of him. So Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Literally. Okay, there's not much there. I mean, it's C or D?
I think it's D.
D?
Honestly,
Okay.
they're kind of missing on that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be like, he doesn't know who he is. Then what's he doing? Like, why? Like,
Yeah, they should have said a little bit about who created him or something.
Vindicta, a victim of John Hathorne. During the Salem witch trials, Vindicta got a second chance of life when her spirit was brought back to the mortal plane during the first Maelstrom, the event that introduced the supernatural to the public at large. Waging a one-ghost war against the Friends of Humanity, a neo-inquisition formed by Hathorne's descendants, Vindicta looks to keep the supernatural safe from Hathorne's ilk, and she isn't afraid to stack as many bodies as needed to do it.
Okay, so
she gets points for the Salem witch trials thing. Like,
yeah, that's a cool connection.
Cool pool to like real world type
Yeah.
shit. One that I don't think anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't called like an actual historical thing for any of these backgrounds.
Yeah. Let's say B.
Okay. I feel comfortable with that.
It is cool, but it's not
They could have
crazy.
went a little
Yeah.
harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
put her in
agree
B.
with you. We'll put her in B, and here is Viscous.
Viscous. The Bermuda Triangle was never a myth. It was a shadow line nexus deep underneath the Atlantic Ocean. For the most part, the things that escaped this astral gate were benign, like Nessie, but now something dark and predatory known only as the adversary hunts the seas. And ocean denizens are scared to death. One of those inhabitants, a psychic sea anemone, wants to do something about it, summoning an ectoplasmic goo body to traverse the surface. Viscous is desperately trying to summon the patrons in order to keep the deep safe from the horror that lurks below.
I didn't know he was...
There you go. Another thing connected to the fucking
water.
real-life Bermuda
Yeah.
Triangle.
The water? I
Yeah.
did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if the ectoplasmic goo body would be my first choice, but
Right.
it works.
Maybe that's how he can be waterproof. All right, let's put him in A. Or no, B.
Yeah, I was
do
thinking
B.
B on that one. Now we have Viper, another character model that definitely needs to be reworked. When it comes to breaking the law, not getting caught is a pretty important part of the job. Viper never got that memo. Luckily for her, if there's one thing she's better at than being arrested, it's escaping out of jail. Having done time in every major prison in the tri-state area, Viper has built an impressive network of street-level lowlifes that owe her one. She's also built an impressive network of street-level lowlifes that want her dead, but she tries to focus on the positive. That's decent.
Okay. Not enough there, though.
I'm thinking more like C.
C? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go C.
Because, like, there was some humor in there.
Yeah.
But it's like, tell me more about what Viper does.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a C.
All right, Warden.
Another character model
That needs updated.
that needs updated.
Most people think that the supernatural came into the world 50 years ago. They're wrong. Its presence shaped folklore for generations. And as long as there have been people afraid of the shadows, there have been those who dedicated their lives to fighting them. Coming from a lineage of militant alchemists, Warden's family always trained for the day they would have to stave off a mystic apocalypse. But as time passed, the importance of the lessons seemed less and less important. But once was viewed as a sincere warning slowly morphed into being perceived as amusing anecdotes told by their superstitious grandparents. When the portal opened in Central Park, Warden's parents realized not only was everything they were told was true, they were unprepared. Refusing to let the next generation fall asleep on the job, Warden was trained since birth to be a supernatural killing machine with one purpose, stopping the patrons from ever entering our world.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's solid.
I'd say A on that.
Yeah, I would say A too.
He was trained from birth to fight supernatural shit.
And to stop the patrons, which, you know, that is the purpose of the game. Like, you're trying to summon either the Archmother or the Hidden King.
Right.
He's there. That's sick.
He's the only one there to kind of stop them instead of like use them as a wish granter.
Yeah. For a character that I feel is like
Pretty
forgotten.
bland, yeah.
Like, that's a pretty solid. Yeah, I think A is good.
Yeah, let's do A. All right, Wraith.
Wraith. The cornerstone of the New York gambling scene, Wraith's organization is about as open a secret as it comes. However, thanks to a non-trivial amount of bribes, shakedowns, and blackmail, Wraith knows that she's above the law. That's it.
That's not enough.
That's not enough.
Okay. We'll put that in the bottom. B.
That if there was an E, that might be the worst one.
Let's finish it all with Yamato. There's not really anything to unpick there.
Your goat.
This is my goat. This is my main. Yamato is wishing the ritualist to make the seventh moon powerful enough to take over New York. She also hopes to solidify her brother's legacy, as she is still grieving his death. Yamato predominantly speaks Japanese, although she also knows how to speak English. There's a lot here, but I'm not going to read it all. Okay. I do know she took her brother's name. Her brother's name is Yamato. She had a different name.
Okay.
So she's like kind of in disguise, kind of Mulan type shit going on.
I like that.
Her real name's Kaori. Her and her brother were both crime lords of the Seventh Moon, bringing in wealth and power to the organization. However, a dispute during expansion led to the death of her brother and her escape to the United States. A miscommunication once she arrived led to Kaori adopting her brother's name, Yamato, vowing to secure her brother's dream of international presence.
Okay. That's
so
solid.
she's trying to establish their presence in the U.S. Seventh Moon.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
And that's the thing with like a lot of these heroes is there's definitely like
there's more, yeah.
Yeah, there's
like
more
this isn't the
depth.
actual
Baxter
story.
Society, all these organizations that they're in. But where would you put Yamato on that?
I'd say B.
B?
Yeah.
Okay.
B or A. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
I was leaning more towards A, honestly.
Yeah, let's put her A.
It's pretty cool.
Let's put her A.
The Japanese, it's the only one that really like touches on like a different culture like that. of like her.
Besides
body.
Mirage's people wanting to claim my Wyoming.
Yeah, shout out to Wyoming. So how we feeling about this list, man? We got 4 of them in S tier. Dynamo, Graves.
I think we nailed it, bro. Not gonna lie.
I think this is solid. There's a lot more D's than I thought.
Because they just didn't go deep enough into what happened. That's the only reason.
Yeah, because
it could be cooler if we knew more.
Yeah, some of them, I mean, they wrote small novels.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of these could be adapted to TV like instantly.
Right.
The stories are so good. But out of the 4, Dynamo, Graves, Grey Talon, and 7, who do you think's got the best one?
Dynamo, bro.
I think it's 7, dude.
Oh, 7, yeah, 7.
It's either 7 or Grey Talon, I think.
Grey Talon's is good too. I think I'll go with Grey Talon.
7's is just a little more metal.
It is metal as fuck. It's just badass.
It's just a bad dude.
Yeah.
Laughs at death. Like,
yeah.
Fuck yeah. Eldritch electricity. It's sick.
Damn, now I want to play some Deadlock.
I do, and we're going to get into it because there's been patches. We haven't played it. We've been playing Marathon, but we hope you guys give Deadlock a shot and keep enjoying it. If you want invites, reach out to us. We'll send you some invites and you can fall in love with this game like we have.
Hell yeah. Thank you for watching.
Peace.
Peace.